and beginning this conversation, and hope this continues.
All right, and our next speaker will be on Judaism is Mike Jacobs. Mike lives near Montevideo, where he is the proprietor of Easy Bean Organic Farm, along with his wife, Melina. They have 2 children. Their family is active in promoting sustainable agriculture.
Hi. Well, I'm uniquely unsuited, actually, to give this presentation. Uniquely insofar as that I am Jewish, unsuited insofar as I really can only represent a very, very small aspect of Judaism. I am certainly not especially learned in Torah or in oral law. I am not a rabbi. I do not represent any Jewish organization in any way. But that being said, having been asked by people that I hold dear to come and represent Jewish people, or at least a few Jewish people, one Jewish person in particular, at this place, I felt like I was willing to do that. I also would say that being asked the question to describe Judaism, to me, was like in some way being asked to describe music. It's an impossible thing. Music, how would you ever describe someone what music is? Judaism is like anything else. After thousands and thousands of years, it's a multi-gen Christianity and Islam and any other faith. It's as faceted as there are people who experience it. And it is a particularly faceted thing here in the United States because it is a religion that for many years didn't have any sort of political power attached to it. So there wasn't, until the foundation of the State of Israel, really any sort of real central authority. And really, in Judaism right now, in the United States, there is no central authority. So when I'm going to speak in a few moments, when I actually get to it, I guess everything I say is a representation of the Judaism that I inherited from my father and my mother and my grandfather and my grandmother and a couple generations back. And it's a Judaism it's a progressive Judaism. It's a Judaism which is concerned with a Jewish concept called Tikkun Olam, which is the mending of the world.
It's not, those religions are not my own belief, faiths of violence, but people are. People are violent. People use their own, beliefs in order to get politically what they want. So my own belief is I haven't seen any religion that is sort of propagating sort of violence except to those individuals who want a power. I have been able, as Chad mentioned, been able to connect to Vinci Church, also connect to several other churches within Willmar community, and start dialogue and kind of understand, the boundaries that we have. I mean, I found out we have so much in common, so little in difference. Yet again, that little different thing has been, made it so big that kind of differentiate the community. Just to share with you quickly, although even when you look at, I consider myself as a Sunni Muslim. The Sunni Muslim have also 4 schools of thoughts. They have Shafi'i, Hanafi, Hanbali, and Maliki. So those are 4 different school of thoughts. Those different school of thoughts within themselves have also sects. Within those sects have also, so you're talking about really a huge undertaking that although we say the same name and the same groups that we might say we are part of it, but yet again we might be different in a way of how human we ourselves translate things of God's word. But very clearly, I just made it quickly some sort of diagram for myself to remind me that we believe this is created by God in a way of for all of us as a human.
I'd like to just share with you a few things that we're doing right here in Willmar and southwest part of Minnesota, different activities that we have that are really all about bringing people together from all different backgrounds. The history of the Baha'i faith is very new. For that reason, there's only one Baha'i faith right now, and I hope it stays that way. That's actually the primary teaching of the Baha'i faith is the oneness of mankind. And that everything in the Baha'i teachings is all about promoting the oneness of mankind. So it wouldn't make sense if the Baha'i faith suddenly started to break up into different groups. But there have been things that have happened in the history of the Baha'i faith that have put it to the test many, many times. But because of provisions given by Baha'u'llah himself, this faith has remained united. After 170 years, there are now roughly 5 million Baha'is around the world in every country, and very large established Baha'i communities in at least 182 countries of the world.